So check it out, y'all. Yeah. All right, that's what's up, man. We're back in the house, man. Hey, welcome to the warm up. If you're on here, if not, jump on because it's gonna be a great show today. Like I said, hey, this is the first the first of many for me to do, and I'm celebrating, and I got my boy gonna jump on here in a few. You know what I'm saying? But here we go to the warm up, man.
To the warm up.
Yeah, I know, and it's crazy. So it's been a long time getting here. So I'm just super excited about it. You know what I'm saying? About the actually like the whole show, the whole setup on what we're gonna be doing for this podcast. And this podcast is it's gonna be a place where people can come on and talk about what they want to talk about. You have some substance in you know, it's kind of how this thing started anyway, you know. But it's all about continuing what you do, continuing your journey, and we're gonna talk about health. We're gonna talk about wealth. We're gonna talk about entrepreneurship, and but today is gonna be more of the entrepreneur side because I have an entrepreneur guy that's that's my boy. You know what I'm saying? And we've been doing things and knowing each other for a while, and just I'm super excited to have him on as well. So and we're gonna bring him up in here in a few. But I want to introduce my co-host. You know, she's a cool person. You know what I'm saying? You know, entrepreneur in herself. You know what I'm saying? So again, if anybody know me, I'm a superhero guy. You know what I'm saying? So I want to know everybody's origin. You know what I mean? So, Chris, Big Janez, tell us your origin story, man. Let the people know where you're from, and
Yeah.
all this stuff.
Hey, yeah. So my name is Kristen Janez. I'm originally from Mississippi. I've been in the Birmingham area about 7 years now. I transferred out here because of a job. I'm a mom.
Mhm.
I'm a realtor. I'm a social media manager, content creator, influencer, rapper, and on paper, I am an ordained minister before he tries to bust me out on that. And but yeah, just happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me on, Curtis.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. So, and look, check this out. So, what did you do this weekend? What did you do this past weekend?
Oh, I had an eventful weekend. Um, I went to church, but the
Mm-hmm.
most fun thing I did, me and the kids had a photo shoot. We're working with a modeling agency. So we had to get some headshots done. So that was fun. I've been posting little clips of it on my social media. So
Okay, that's cool. You and the kids. All right, that's what's up. So, I
yeah.
so let me tell you
What
what I
about
did this weekend. Best. I dropped the so anybody knows me know I kind of like to rap and play around rap, but and Roy's gonna trip out too. But no, I dropped a single. Well, I dropped the whole. It's a whole rap. It's
you
awesome
gotta play
too.
you gotta
I
play
think
it
so.
for
No. You want to play it for him because
you gotta get a
because
song.
I don't feel like being booked right now. You know what I'm saying? I just want to enjoy doing what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Because
You
it's
know,
just hot.
too much. As soon as it
Yeah,
try.
man. Yeah,
I got
it's gonna be released when on April, no, the 15th, maybe the
the
15th on
50
Apple, Tidal,
Spotify,
all that stuff.
Google
Yeah.
Play.
So I am official. You
He's
know what I'm
so
saying?
official.
Yay! Boom, 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 boom. All right, so this is a cool topic. section in the podcast, but we're gonna say things that make you say, hmm. So, and we
Hmm.
came up with one, and based is kind of like a trending topic. So, hey, Spin, jump on it. Give me something make you say, hmm.
One thing that made me say, was this clip that's been going viral. This girl was basically saying, like, hey, men that make 50K and below, you shouldn't be dating. And they really got on her. One guy said, if my wife would have listened to you, I would have never met her. She wouldn't have been dating me. And now I make 250 a year. So had she had your
Mm.
mentality, she would have, missed out on a good thing. So what's your take on that?
Man, so he shouldn't be dating because he's making under 50K or 50K.
She said men that make 50K or less should not be dating. She's pretty much
Oh
saying you
man.
have. And then she said the women that date these type men, they are the bottom of the barrel women.
Mm. I don't know about that one, man. I think everybody should be able to date who they want to date.
Yep.
And yeah, and then just be with that person. You know what I'm saying? To really, because if you're with them on the low end, you'll be with them on the high end too. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
I don't think who came up with that.
It was a girl on the podcast, and then she was kind of on the larger side. So then they started talking about her BMI, saying that if your BMI is over 40, you don't need to date because men are big on appearances. They only just want women to keep themselves up and look good.
Mm.
So that made me say,
Yeah, that is something to make say because
So like,
and people these days are so it's almost superficial. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta have this, you gotta have that, and
yeah,
I don't think that's I don't think that's the case. You know what I'm saying? But I mean,
yeah.
if that man making 50, shoot, in 2 years he may be 150. Then you know what I'm saying?
You know what
So what do
going
you
on?
do? You know what I'm saying? What do you do when he blows up? It's the same guy. So you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I don't really dig that one.
And then I think dates don't have to cost a lot of money. I know they can when you're,
Mhm.
trying to impress someone, going to nice restaurants. You'll
Right.
easily write up a check $100, $200 on a date. So I could see how that could be costly, but again,
Mhm.
all dates don't have to cost. You can walk in the park for free.
Yep. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. All
Go
right.
grab
So
some.
I understand. All right. So we're gonna be back in about 30 seconds, and I'm gonna bring my guy on. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to talk to him, ready to hear what he got to say. I'm excited. I'm excited. Gonna be able to hear him too. So we'll be
Yeah.
back in 30. Oh shit. Yo, 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 yo. We are back in the building. I got my
Hey,
I got
hey.
I got my I got my guy, Roy. Shoot. Hey,
You're muted.
yeah. Uh, You're
Oh,
muted.
okay. I'm in this
There
thing.
you go.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hey.
you
I
in this
didn't I didn't
thing,
know I was
man.
on there. My
Hey.
bad, my bad, my
Nah,
bad. What's
nah.
up?
What's up, bro? How you doing?
Man, I can't call it, man. Good to see you. And good to meet you, Miss Mississippi, as well. An
Nice to
honor
meet
and a
you.
pleasure. An honor and a pleasures.
No doubt.
Absolutely.
No doubt. Hey man, I want to
Yeah,
appreciate. I appreciate you for doing this for me, man. This the first one of many. So hey, I'm in it for the long haul. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
anybody know me know I don't just do something one time. I do it and I take it. I'm running with it. So it's the warm up, baby. So you the first one, man. I thought about
All right,
because
man. Well, walk me through it, man. Walk me through it. What
let's
we
do it.
talking?
So we're gonna we're gonna talk about the whole purpose of the podcast is I want all my guests to come on and and leave the audience with something that they can take back, because to start to warm their career up, warm their journey up, that's kind of why it's called the warm up. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay.
So and today, you know, I kind of know your story as well. So we're gonna kind of dive into that, you know, ask you some questions and just kind of have fun and vibe with this thing, man. So, you know, I know, but I want people to know, and I got a couple questions I want to ask you too. You know what I'm saying? So some things that I've been thinking about, like, let me ask him, because I had never had a chance to ask him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a
Mhm.
superhero. I'm a superhero guy, Roy. Like, I
All
love superheroes, Star
right.
Wars, all that stuff. So I'm gonna ask you, like, what's your origin story?
Man, we don't even have enough time for that.
I
I
know, man.
mean,
I know.
the long and short is I started doing stand up when I was 19. I'm from Birmingham, for the people who don't know. Um, I started
Damn.
doing stand up when I was 19, when I was still at FAMU.
Mm-hmm.
I graduated, I came home, and I started interning at 95.7 Jam. My degree is in broadcast journalism. That's an important detail. And so I started doing J school
Mm-hmm.
and journalism and stand up at the same time. So when I graduated, I couldn't get no job in journalism nowhere because I spent every summer on the road doing comedy.
Hmm.
So when I graduated from college, I had more experience in stand up than I did um, the shit that my actual degree was in. So I started working at 95.7 as an intern. I worked my way up eventually to co-host over, like 6, 7 years. And the entire time I'm still doing stand-up. I'm still working the road and making connects and, building two careers at the same time. I moved
Right.
to LA. I lessened my role at Jams. I'm still on the
Mm-hmm.
show, but I'm in LA now. So this is kind of the
Right, right,
beginning
right,
also of the technology of being able to pre-record bit. Like the idea of us just being in three different places and being on the radio, that didn't exist in 2007.
right,
Hmm.
So
right,
you couldn't do shit the way you do it now. But
right, right.
I just run it, man. And over that time, I was blessed to book. Every year I booked a TV show that got me to the next tier. I've been on television every year of my career since 2002.
I have a
Got it.
question.
Everything. Yeah. So yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, because you kind of said in college you were on the road, every summer. But I want to know how you actually got started. Like, when did you first found out you were funny? When, like, how did you book your very first show?
Ooh. So my
Mm,
first show I run, like the first time I performed comedy was in Birmingham at the Comedy Club Stardom. They have
mm.
rode the Greyhound from Tallahassee back up to Birmingham. I didn't want to do open mic in Tallahassee because I was scared I would run into the people that boo me. So Tallahassee's small like that. So I'm like, I ain't finna get booed and then have to see your ass when I'm at work at
Right,
Shoney's.
right,
And,
right.
my self-esteem can't take that shit. I, I
Yeah.
Right.
I always wanted to do stand-up, like even like as like 13, 14 years old. Like I remember when Comedy Central first signed on as a network.
I remember that.
And it was early to mid 90s. And all they showed was stand-up comedy. There was a time, let me take you back, kids. There
Mhm.
was a time where all Comedy Central showed was stand-up comedy. And I fell in love with it. I was super shy.
Sure
Until high
did.
school, I was never in the same school system more than 2 years. So I was constantly having to fit in. And so when you're trying to fit in, to be a class clown requires confidence. You have to have the respect of your classmates to even attempt a joke.
Hmm.
I never had
Right.
that in high school, so I just kept my head low. Like I wasn't funny. Like in high school, I was funny when I played baseball. So I was
Mhm.
funny outside of school. But it wasn't until I got to college where I was like, all right, you know what? Let me like shout out to the homie Lavelle Crawford, because when I was in college my freshman year, I was 17
Mhm.
and we booed the shit out of Lavelle Crawford. And he hadn't done nothing wrong, man. He was
For
funny.
real?
Lavelle Crawford and Corey Zuman Miller came to Florida A&M University in 1996. They did a show at Lee Hall, and we proceeded to heckle them and boof it. And we were the only ones heckling. Everybody else was having a good time. Like, we were just straight assholes. But
Right.
the way he was making shit up on the spot and killing us, I was fascinated by it. I was just fascinated by the science and the sociology of stand-up. And so that was when I was like, all right, let me figure out how to do this. Let me figure out how to start this journey and all of that. And so that was kind of the long and short of, I always felt funny, but the idea of actually having the guts to try the thing, that didn't come till later. That's why, I tell people you have to really look at what you are doing. How can I put it? You have to really look at the things that you feel drawn to when no one else is talking and no one else has influence over you. That's who you really are. That's what you're really about.
That's what you're really about.
The interests and desires and the things that you feel drawn to when no one else is around. That's who you are. For better or for worse, that's who you are. So for me, stand up was one of those things.
Tell me your thing.
That's
That's
how I
what's
know
up,
I'm a
man.
rapper. That's how I know. That's confirmation right there.
Yeah, she got a couple of lyrics, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So cool. That's really
Yeah.
good because you're right. What you're drawn to is what you are. You know what I'm saying? For example, with the fitness thing, I started in 96 at the YMCA, and it was
Mm.
just it was something so natural to me. You know what I'm saying? It's so I always say it chose me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't choose it; it chose me. And it was thing I kind of talk about it in my book. And like my grandmother, my great grandmother, she like she broke her hip, so we had to get a rehab. You know what I'm saying? So at a young man, I was like, cool, I'm gonna help you. So like I helped her, but I didn't know about strokes and all this stuff then. But it kind of a downward spiral. But I told her, I said, hey, I'm gonna help anybody I can. You know what I'm saying? And with me
Mhm.
with this, I didn't have a B plan. You know what I mean? Like, what if it didn't work out?
Yeah.
Yeah, because your mom and
Yeah.
parent be like, man, you need to get a real job. You know what I'm saying? You need to get a 9 to 5.
Oh,
You know,
oh.
you see what I'm saying? And he's like, but we ain't built like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I want to do. You feel me? Like, they want you to get, yeah. But
Uh,
Right.
but you got, yeah, but you got to believe, but you got to believe in yourself, though. You know what I'm saying?
You have to
You
bet on yourself.
got to be on
yeah,
yourself.
and I
Go ahead.
didn't
I'm
really
sorry.
have
Go
a
ahead.
plan. I just had a passion.
You got a
Just
Yeah.
follow
passion.
the
Yeah.
passion, then you meet other passionate people that are passionate about the same thing you're passionate about, and then like can trace um I can literally trace my entire career back to like singular people. Like this
Mm-hmm.
person led to this person to this person to
This
this
person. Yeah,
opportunity,
this
which
person.
led to that person to these persons
Mm-hmm.
to this. And now I'm on the Daily Show, and now I can trace leaving the Daily Show, you
Right.
know.
That's
That
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
that is amazing, man. That is
Have you
amazing.
ever gotten booed? I know you said you were heckling and booing people. So what did you ever get booed and how was that?
Yeah, at the Apollo, that's not fun. The
tell,
thing
tell me about that though. At the Apollo, was that like just
here's the thing about the Apollo Theater. The Apollo Theater is interesting in that it's very close up. Like that's the thing nobody tells you about the
it's close up
Apollo
like that?
is that everybody. It's like what it's like. The Apollo
Mm-hmm.
Theater, in terms of width, is about the
Mm-hmm.
same as a high school gym. So you know how if you're in a high school gym and you
Mm-hmm.
look across the court,
Okay.
you look
Yeah.
across the court at the other side of the court, you can see everybody's facial expression. I
Everybody.
can see the
Yeah.
whites in your eyes. So there's no one hiding. It's all just people just literally just booing in unison, and you can see their eyes. Like at
Wow.
least in a comedy club, at least in a comedy club, you can like it's dark. I can look down at a table or a candle, but
Yeah.
at the Apollo Theater, you can because it's lit for television. They need to see
Gotcha.
the audience's
Gotcha.
faces because they cut into the faces of these people not liking your ass.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy.
You
That's
know,
crazy.
so it very much was not fun, but that's part of the game. And you lick your wounds and get your ass up and get right back to it.
You get back at it. So let me ask you this. Yeah, I mean it's real time. So let me ask you this. What's your superpower then? What you think your superpower is?
Oh
Yeah. I'm coming with him. I'm coming, man.
shit, I don't know.
That's deep.
I think I have the ability to take complicated things that people have a lot of emotions toward and try to make them funny.
Mm,
Definitely
okay.
that. Um, most anything doesn't get me upset
Okay.
anymore. I like that to be in this business and not walk around mad all day. Oh, that's a superpower. I don't take most things personally. I don't know if that's necessarily the best thing because I
Mm-hmm.
think you need a bit of a cutthroat approach
Well,
in this business that sometimes I lack, but I think sometimes having a gentle touch has also helped me advance my career a great deal. Um,
God.
so yeah, so it's definitely I'd say my superpower is probably for sure just an ability to stay calm, an ability to find humor in just about anything, including the most heinous and odd and terrible things in the world. And I'm not
Gotcha.
sure if that's good for a coping method.
Well, if I ask you what your superpower's power is, I'm gonna ask you what is your kryptonite?
Too nice.
Too nice.
Too nice.
That's a
I
real
try
Yeah.
to be
thing though.
kind. I try to be kind to people, but folks are trying to take advantage of it. So you got to be careful about that
Yeah.
shit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I am way too nice to people who do not deserve benevolence in any shape, form, or fashion.
Gotcha.
Like
Gotcha.
that is not, yo.
Yeah.
That's not.
That makes yeah. You know that I mean that's always people always say what's your superpower like yeah but what's your kryptonite though you know what I'm saying like
Yeah.
you know yeah
What's
that's
yours?
my kryptonite.
Yeah.
I would say I'm extremely loyal to a fault.
Hmm.
Mm.
See, that'll
You know what I'm
get you
saying?
caught
Explain.
up.
That'll get you
That'll
caught
get you
up.
caught up.
You,
Getting ran
you
over.
know
That's what he mean. You
what
can
I'm
still be
saying?
nice to
That part.
somebody and they don't deserve all that being nice, and
They
they
don't
still
deserve, they
gonna
don't
take
Yeah.
advantage.
deserve it.
Yep.
Right. So yeah. So that would be my kryptonite. What's yours,
Yeah.
Spin? What's yours?
I would say I like to overlook red flags in people until
Oh,
it's just has
nice.
gone
Oh,
too far. I let it go too far before I cut it off. I'm working
Yeah,
on it though.
you gotta, but then you feel bad because like, well, maybe they changing, maybe they can get it together.
Right.
Then they give
That's
you a
not really
number.
who they are. Right.
Nah.
nah.
First,
Where's the take the red flags for what they are?
first flinch, first flinch. Motherfucker, you got to go. Yeah,
Get out of
sorry,
there.
you gotta go. You're a great person, but I saw
Yeah.
something I didn't like. What was that you just did? All right, I don't think this gonna work.
I don't think it's gonna work. You know what
I
I'm
don't think
saying?
it's gonna work, man.
Yeah. I think it's a good fit.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. So, question for something I wanted to know, and you you're from Birmingham, and you you've had to, in this city, it's kind of, I always say it's kind of, I don't know how to describe it,
Say
but
it.
it's
Say
one.
the truth. Don't double clutch.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like
Clickish, like clicked up, maybe.
Yeah,
That's what
and
I've
no one
noticed from me being
and
here.
and no one wants to help the other person get to a spot. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Mm.
so um and I'm like, is that one of the reasons like you kind of because you had to move to do what you're doing, you know what I'm saying, and be successful at it because I believe you staying here would have not been
It
that way
wouldn't have.
because you have
It wouldn't have. I
yeah.
stayed too long.
Mm.
I was in Birmingham. I was in the South 9 years before I moved. I started coming in '98. I moved to LA '07, January 2nd,
Mhm.
2007. I was
Wow.
way too long. Way too long. Um
How old were you when you moved?
19 plus 9, 28, 27, 28
28.
years old.
Okay.
Yeah, 27 years old. Um I probably should have been in LA a little sooner. The thing about Birmingham is that we still it's a generational thing. Like once
Yeah, I
you
think.
leave town and then you come back to the crib,
Mhm.
you see everybody else's hustle in a different way.
In a different way, yeah.
And so the idea that we could all make it doesn't exist in Birmingham.
Mm.
A lot
Mm.
of people have fought to make it that, but like the default, let me rephrase that. The default thought is that we're all going to get there. Whereas if you look at, and I'm using music as a comparison tool because it's
Okay.
hard to compare comedic, like from a comedy standpoint. Birmingham's comedy community in '98 was way
Mhm.
smaller than what it is now, even on the
Right.
white side. So
Okay.
it wasn't a lot of cats to collab with. Also, you got to leave town to make money. So you're not here. It's not like what Atlanta is now, or New York, or San Francisco, where you can tool up with 4 or 5 other dudes from your city and y'all do open mics all over town together. Nashville is like that now. But like
Mhm.
when I say generational, I mean in the sense that most all of us were taught that dreams are bad or dangerous.
Right.
You were raised, if you black and from the South, 8
Mhm.
times out of 10, you were raised by parents who were conservative in their pursuits.
Mm-hmm.
So they gonna tell
True.
you to get the degree and get the for
Yep.
show dough.
Yep.
Even though
Get the
Get it for
deep
sure though.
retirement.
down, yeah, even though
Yeah.
you know deep down, it don't feel like that's what you want to do, but you don't feel like arguing with them. You don't let them down, so you do it. And then you go to grad school, and then you didn't had a baby, or you went off to war, or you done something that sent you down another path that
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
you wouldn't have chosen for yourself, in a normal sense, right?
Right.
So now, well, ain't no sense in even trying now. I just need to, I just need to wait till I retire the military in 20 years. Oh, well, when these kids get out the house in 20 years, it's like, nah, go do that shit. But then you dare to not do it, and you dare to try and do it. And then that's when you got people whispering in your
The
ear, why would you
naysayers.
do that? Why
Naysayers,
would you
yeah.
do that? And them just a bunch of scared motherfuckers who never
Yeah,
follow through on they shit. It's like
absolutely.
when you go get on the roller coaster at Six Flags and that scary ass motherfucker that's with you go, you gonna get on that? Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
then what
But
you actually ride the roller coaster and they stand there and watch. And then when you come off the roller
Right.
coaster, so how was it? They smiling and shit, trying to live vicariously
Mhm.
through you. So the idea that collaboration is the way, it's hard to see, I think. And even I dealt with that in my 9 years at the crib. It's hard to see the game that way because one, nobody has really made it in that sense that's still around and there. So it's hard to
Right.
see it. It's hard to contextualize. So you're not really trying to pursue this with other people. It's just me. And if somebody else trying to get it, well, I'm gonna hate on you, or I'm gonna lie to you about the address, or I'm gonna look at you
Yeah, I
and
hate that.
mug you. Instead of
Mhm.
just going, oh wow, well, we should put our money together and hire a photographer and get headshots. Now y'all both save money on a photographer, dummy.
Yeah,
But instead, both
yeah,
paying full price. Like it's stupid shit. Like instead of doing a 4 outfit shoot, do a 2 outfit shoot and then split the cost with another nigga. So the idea
That's
of
yeah.
the idea of doing that type of stuff.
Having a community working together.
Yeah, but think about it. You're trying to do something you've never done that nobody in your orbit has done. And you're
Mhm.
telling me I'm supposed to also trust strangers with this dream as well? No, it's scary.
It is.
It's
it is
scary.
scary. It
And
is scary.
it's hard because also the people who do cook from Alabama for the most part they leave.
Yeah,
And we leave because there isn't but so much that we can do for ourselves. Like
right,
Birmingham eventually, because you ever seen a bird in a little bitty cage, like in an apartment, right?
right.
And then you go to the zoo
Let's
and
see,
they
big.
got the big, I don't know what it's called, but the greenhouse looking, you know what I'm
Yeah, I know.
saying?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
80-foot
yeah.
ceiling, whatever, right? With trees
Right,
in there, there's monkeys in there, the birds is flying around. It's way spacious, but it's
right.
still a fucking cage. And
Yeah,
depending on what your industry is and the infrastructure that is there, I'm not saying you can't, cook at the crib, but for comedy and what I was trying to do, Birmingham became the really nice cage at the zoo. So I gotta leave if I'm really gonna grow. Now, what you try and do in the meantime is come back home, give game, hope the people you rub shoulders with tell good stories about you, so that the next people
right,
coming up can
right.
know you can make it. Because I've said this on the record a million times, bro. The only reason I kept doing comedy is because of Ricky Smiley. Like
Mm-hmm.
cats will forever cats always ask, who is your favorite comedian? Who did you watch growing up? Okay, you got that. You got that list, but the most
Right,
influential comedian for my career was Ricky Smiley because he was from the crib and he made it.
right.
So that was verification. If a motherfucker from Kingston got on cable,
Right.
then I know it's room for a motherfucker from West End.
I'm telling you.
And in that same run, you got Henry Welch from the crib. He was getting on
Yeah.
TV. You had Steve
Mm-hmm.
Brown from Tuscaloosa.
Dusa, he was getting on
You
TV.
had God damn it, Sid Delaney. So
Mm-hmm.
there was these beasts of Birmingham comedy, and I did at the time I didn't really run with any of them. But
Well, you
just
know what?
seeing them, that was verification that okay, maybe I can get out the little cage and get into the zoo cage and eat at the zoo cage. And then you keep growing.
And that was one of my questions too. I'm like, shit, I know Ricky from the crib and shit. I'm like, so why haven't you and him like did a show? Like, 'cause I think that should have go ham. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I mean, Ricky and I, we're good. It's just he's always had one foot in radio, which restricts a lot of, what he's been able to do.
oh, okay, okay,
But
got it,
when
got
I
it, got
left,
it.
when I left 95.7 in 2010, in
Mm-hmm.
2007, no, 2012. I left
Right.
Jams for the last time in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
A week after I left, they replaced us. They eventually replaced my morning show with the Ricky Smiley morning show.
Oh, okay.
First thing Ricky did call me and go, "Yo, if you got all them old pranks you used to do for the last decade on Jams, I'll run them on my station."
Just like that.
So just like that, I'm right back on the radio. And that's the type
Nice.
of stuff where, somebody from the crib throwing you an alley oop.
Mm-hmm.
And granted, we scratch each other's back. So granted, we've never been able to do a show together, but I've always been appreciative of the love that Ricky showed me. So, like all that content that I have that's online and all them pranks, I don't even sell them pranks no more. You can't buy them. I pulled all that shit off years ago. I pulled it off iTunes. And
Right.
I still gave all of that to Ricky and his
Mm-hmm.
producers. on the strength.
Right. Just
Thank
shitting.
you for
Yeah.
what you
Yeah.
got. Yeah, run it. Like I get exposure, you get free content. So, I think it's just more of us having two totally different career trajectories and what we want for ourselves. And I think that's probably a bigger reason why we haven't had a chance to cross paths. But, one way I was able to pay it forward a little bit, I had a Comedy Central pilot that I shot in Birmingham, and I was able to cast Ricky's son in one of the roles.
Oh,
R.I.P. to Brandon Smiley.
the
But
Brandon. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, but I can't. There ain't nothing I can do for Ricky Smiley. He rich, probably got 2 houses next door to Nick Saban. But I know Brandon was trying to find his way in the
He's
comedy
trying to find his
game,
lane. Yeah.
and so the
Nope.
thing that you lack in Birmingham is opportunities to see and do and grow, right? So that's why I
Right.
fought to get my sitcom shot at the crib. We shot for 5 days in Birmingham proper. We had a cast of 13 people. 9 of them had ties to the state. 9 of the people on camera had ties to the state of Alabama. I think we had one motherfucker from Mobile. Everybody else was Jefferson County, and then we had, Cheryl Lee Rap. The big dogs. You gotta go to LA. You gotta bring in your big dogs. But that's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. I don't get the leverage I need to shoot a television show in Birmingham if I don't leave Birmingham.
Right.
100%. No, 100%.
And then you bring it back, So I think there's a lot of hunting of people. Like a lot of people make it from Birmingham and they hunt, but them motherfuckers don't gather and bring the shit back.
Yeah, that's a good way to put
They
it.
out there hunting, but they ain't gathering.
I ain't bringing that shit back, baby.
So when I can, I try to bring shit back, man. But it's hard.
Nah, man, I think you do a great job, man, and one of my faves. You know what I'm saying? So
I appreciate it, man.
I mean, and that not only because we have a relationship, like you literally one of my, one of my faves. I can say, hey, if I had to go like top 5 and shit, I'm like, shit, he ain't enough for me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Hey, look. Speaking of which, what's your top 5 all time comics? Ooh, I know, right?
You'd think by now in my career I would have a default answer.
No particular order.
Paul Mooney, Chris Rock, Chappelle's in that mix. George Carlin's in that mix. I got a lot of love for Richard Pryor, but if I'm choosing, for me, I'm probably choosing Sinbad.
I forgot about Sinbad.
I mean, I could argue Pryor over Mooney. I know Mooney used to write for Pryor some, and that's not taking away anything, from anybody I didn't name that people thought I should have named. But for me, Sinbad is a man who I think he's a comedian that time forgot a little bit,
Yeah, I just said, I was like, dang, I forgot.
Health issues. Well, he's been on the bench for a minute with some health issues. He just not getting back. He was part of that Different World reunion that they just had not too long ago.
They just had that, didn't they, right?
Yeah. And so Sinbad is a cat that always funny. Every sentence that comes out of his mouth is just hilarious, man. And it's effortless. He's had the kind of career that I would love to have where, they cut to a crowd shot at a Sinbad show. It's 3 generations of family.
Yeah, real talk.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen for me because I'd be cussing and talking about school shootings and gun control. Like that ain't exactly bring your 8-year-old type of topic.
Yeah.
But it's still dope. And I mean, that man, the comedy gymnastics he flipped over his career, man. That boy Sinbad, man. He's one of the few people that did a live comedy special in prime time on TV. Like he did a live variety and comedy show.
Wow.
To perform stand-up comedy live in real time is fucking psychotic.
Wow.
It is, because anything can go wrong. And hey, I've done it, but like we're talking 5 minutes on David Letterman and Jimmy Fallon and
But not a whole, but not a whole shit.
yeah, reality shows were live. Like I did Star Search, I did Last Comic Stand, and those are all live, real time podcasts, which is also
Okay.
nerve wracking. Sinbad did an hour, bro.
Man.
That's psychotic.
Just straight up comedy.
With
Straight up.
commercial breaks. Like that's,
Wow.
which means you have to get the momentum back when they come
Back.
back. Man,
That's crazy.
that shit is wild, bro. And I just have so much appreciation.
That's cool. That's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. That's
What
cool.
would you say is the best piece of advice you could give if an upcoming comedian? Like, what's the one thing they should do?
If you're a new comedian, figure out. I think there's two types of jokes. A joke usually a good joke should accomplish one of the two things. It either informs people about who you are, or it informs people about how you feel about something. The perfect joke does both. So long as you're writing jokes that actively answer one of those two questions, to me, I think you'll always have material that's unique and different enough so you're not in this land of overlap and just observational humor. You can make funny observations and that's fine,
Right.
and it's funny and it'll get engagement, but it's not going to be unique enough for the sake of sustainability in the long run for your career, I don't think.
Gotcha. Okay.
Got it.
I got it. I appreciate it, man. So,
Yeah.
the one question for you, I want to know, like, what's your do you have a favorite book? You know what I'm saying, that you've read, and
Ooh.
yeah, and with that information,
I'm looking down
um,
right now in my office. It's not it. I enjoyed Steve Jobs' biography by Walter Isaacson. That was really good.
okay.
I still really, really enjoy. Let me find the name of it. Spike Lee had a book where he detailed the making of all of his different films. Yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And it's Spike Lee literally talking about the process of making all of these different films and the intricacies and the hurdles and everything he had to overcome. I also enjoyed Rise and Walk, which is the Dennis Byrd story. Dennis Byrd,
Dennis Byrd, yeah,
the D lineman for the Jets who became
for the Jets,
paralyzed on the field. Doctors told him he would never walk again, and lo and behold, that walk was to his ass.
Yeah,
Walking again.
yeah, he walking again. Yep, that's really good.
So when you talk about overcoming something terrible, adverse,
Right.
hard,
Right.
Dennis Byrd, that's the one.
Dennis Byrd. Cool. Yeah. Y'all heard it. Get the Dennis Byrd book as well, man. And shoot, we got about 10 more minutes, man. Anything you want to add? For
Oh
people can take with
no,
them.
man. I appreciate you for having me, man. I'll leave y'all to it, bro. I'm happy for you taking the leap to build something else. Tell me about this rap shit real quick before I
Let
go.
them hear the song.
And I mean that respectfully, because I've only known you as fitness nigga. Like you were just
He got bars.
Curtis used to have us running up 20th
Curtis,
Street,
play the song.
vomiting, boy. Used to have us vomiting, boy.
I don't have the song. You got the song.
I got it. You want me to play it?
Man.
Maybe next time. Yeah, we got to remaster it. We got to remaster it.
Yeah. You got to run it back. Yeah, man. So I'm just trying to reinvent myself. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, it's dope, man.
especially going into this podcast thing, man. Just wanted to, saying, get into this world as well, and extend my territory, man, and my reach, see what I can do with it.
It's weird how you think you're one thing, and then
Mm-hmm.
you wake up one day and you go, you know what? I don't want to be just that. I want to be something else. Like, I'm
You want to be
trying to
something?
write more,
Okay.
and I spent the first 25 years of my career trying to be on camera, and now I don't even
Mm.
know if I want that shit anymore, dog.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean to me what it once meant. Doesn't mean
Right.
I'm
Right.
gonna
Right.
turn down a movie role, but there's other things I want to do now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
So that's
then
what I'm on.
and then I'm the same way. So I think the fitness vehicle has allowed me to do something like this, and like to write a book, and stuff like that, and just
Yeah.
because what you do, you plant the seed now. So like you said, you may get to a point where you don't want to really do that no more, but you still have the foundation and the vehicle, you know what I'm saying, to do something else and kind of switch lanes with it, you know what I'm saying? So, and that's what you're saying, like, if you want to do more writing now, so, and you get, and man, shit, you know Kobe went from dunking to doing jump shots and shit, then he retired,
Got
then
injured
so
and
he got
redid his,
injured.
yeah.
He redid it. Then he retired. I think he won an Oscar, right, for the poem or something. Then he working with girls basketball. So basketball allowed him to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So I
Yeah,
get
I
it.
think it's a dope thing.
I think it's a
I
dope
think
thing
it's a
too,
very
man.
dope thing, man.
I think it's a dope
Yeah,
thing.
man.
Well,
Well, I
bro,
appreciate you for
I
having me, bro.
appreciate, man. I appreciate you, man. And when you get in town, holler at me. I
Yes, sir.
appreciate it, brother.
All right, done deal, man. I'll see you
Thank
when I
Done
you.
get when I
deal.
touch down.
All right, brother.
All right,
Appreciate it.
see y'all. Yes, sir.
Yo. All right. Yep. So that's episode 1 of the warm up. Appreciate it. Appreciate Roy for coming in, man. I think it was cool. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna drop another one. April the first Monday in April. So these will be going up every first Monday, and that one will be live. We'll be actually filming that one live. So episode number 2. So I appreciate it. Appreciate it.